Moon Knight vs. Batman. Who owns the night? Camera pans over a moonlit cityscape, the bustling streets glowing under the soft luminescence. The scene shifts between the towering skyscrapers of New York City and the Gothic architecture of Gotham. Silhouettes of two vigilantes flash across the screen. Batman perched atop a gargoyle, cape billowing, and Moon Knight standing vigilant on a rooftop, his white cloak contrasting against the night sky. What's up, everyone? Ever wondered what would happen if two of the most enigmatic vigilantes went head-to-head? Crescent Moon Bad today, we're diving deep into the shadows to explore Moon Knight and Batman, two heroes who own the night in their own unique ways. Buckle up, because this is gonna be one epic journey. Alright, let's kick things off with their backstories. Understanding where they come from helps us see what drives these nighttime protectors. Moon Knight. First up, Mark Spector. Ever heard of him? If not, no worries. Let's get you up to speed. Mark was a heavyweight boxer, a U.S. Marine, and a mercenary. Talk about a diverse resume. Boxing glove collision. His life takes a wild turn during a job in Egypt. Betrayed and left for dead by a corrupt employer, he collapses at the foot of an ancient statue of Khonshu, the Egyptian moon god. In a twist of fate, Khonshu revives him, offering a second chance at life. But there's a catch. Mark becomes Khonshu's avatar on Earth, the Moon Knight. Think of it as a supernatural pact that's both a blessing and a curse. Batman. Switching gears to Bruce Wayne. Even if you're not a comic book buff, you probably know this name. As a child, Bruce witnesses his parents' murder in cold blood, a moment that shatters his world. Crying, this traumatic event fuels his lifelong mission against crime. He spends years traveling the globe, training his body and mind to perfection. Upon returning to Gotham City, he becomes the Batman, a symbol designed to strike fear into the hearts of criminals. Now, let's see what these guys are packing in their arsenal. Moon Knight's abilities. Mark isn't just any vigilante, he's got a mystical edge. His strength, endurance, and reflexes are enhanced by the phases of the moon. Yep, you heard that right, the fuller the moon, the stronger he gets. Full moon biceps. Combat-wise, he's a beast. Mastery in various martial arts makes him a formidable opponent. Add to that his cool gear like crescent darts, a multifunctional truncheon, and that sleek, armored suit. But here's something really interesting. Mark has multiple personas. Stephen Grant, the millionaire, Jake Lockley, the cab driver, and of course, Moon Knight. He uses these identities to navigate different social circles and gather intel. It's like having built-in undercover ops. Batman's arsenal. Bruce Wayne might be human, but he's pushed human potential to its peak. Physically, he's at the top of his game, superb strength, agility, and endurance. Mentally, he's a genius detective, often called the world's greatest detective. Man detective, he's got expertise in criminology, psychology, and forensics. And let's talk gadgets. The Batsuit is loaded with tech, night vision, communication devices, defensive mechanisms, you name it. His utility belt? A treasure trove of gadgets like batarangs, grappling guns, and smoke pellets. Don't forget the iconic Batmobile and other vehicles. Plus, he's a master strategist, always planning 10 steps ahead. If there's prep time involved, Batman's got a plan for everything. Both heroes have their fair share of inner demons. Let's unpack that. Moon Knight. Mark Spector struggles with dissociative identity disorder, DID. His multiple personas aren't just disguises. They're distinct identities with their own thoughts and feelings. This makes him unpredictable, both to his enemies and himself. The line between reality and illusion can blur, adding layers of complexity to his actions. Then there's Khonshu. Being the avatar of an ancient god isn't easy. Mark often wrestles with Khonshu's influence, questioning whether he's truly in control or just a pawn. It's a constant tug of war between duty and autonomy. Batman. Bruce's psyche is deeply scarred by his parents' death. This trauma is the bedrock of his crusade against crime. He's driven by a relentless obsession with justice, which keeps him isolated. Relationships are tough when you're leading a double life and carrying the weight of a city's sins on your shoulders. His strict moral code, especially his no-kill rule, adds to his internal conflict. He's always balancing the desire for vengeance with his commitment to justice. Let's dive into how they operate on the streets. Moon Knight. Moon Knight is known for his ruthless tactics. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty, sometimes very dirty. He uses fear and brutality to intimidate his enemies, and he's willing to cross lines that others won't. Some might call him unhinged, others see him as efficient. Either way, he's a force to be reckoned with. Batman. Batman, contrastingly, adheres to a strict code against killing. No matter how dangerous the foe, he believes in upholding a moral high ground. He uses fear as a tool but couples it with detective work and strategy. His goal is not just to stop criminals but to bring them to justice. Even lone wolves need a pack sometimes. Moon Knight. Moon Knight's circle is tight but essential. Jean-Paul, Frenchie, Duchamp is his best friend and pilot. Think of him as the Alfred to Mark's Batman. Then there's Marlene Alran, his longtime love interest who knows the man behind the mask. However, Moon Knight often operates solo or with minimal assistance. His trust issues and complex psyche make teamwork challenging. Batman. Bruce has built quite the team over the years, the Bat family. From various Robins to Batgirl and Nightwing, these allies not only assist in his mission, but also help keep him grounded. Alfred Pennyworth plays multiple roles: butler, mentor, and father figure. Additionally, Batman is a key member of the Justice League, collaborating with powerhouses like Superman and Wonder Woman. He's the strategic brain among gods. Let's see how each hero shapes their urban jungle. Moon Knight in New York City. Moon Knight operates in NYC, but unlike other heroes swinging around, he sticks to the shadows. He focuses on protecting the everyday citizens, tackling street-level crime with a personal touch. His relationship with law enforcement is rocky. They're wary of his methods and uncertain about his allegiance. Batman in Gotham City. Batman is both a symbol of hope and fear in Gotham. While he strikes fear into the hearts of criminals, the people of Gotham see him as a guardian angel. However, his presence has arguably escalated the emergence of supervillains, the infamous Rogues Gallery. There's an ongoing debate. Does Batman attract these villains, or is he the only one capable of stopping them? Outside the comics, how do these two stack up in the real world? Moon Knight. Moon Knight has always been a bit under the radar, a hidden gem in the Marvel Universe. His character brings attention to mental health issues, offering representation and sparking important conversations. With the recent TV series, he's gained a surge in popularity. More people are discovering the depth and intrigue of his story. Batman. Batman is a cultural titan. From comics to blockbuster films, animated series to video games, he's everywhere. He embodies the struggle for justice and the complexities of morality. Each adaptation brings a new layer, reflecting the societal issues of the time. Batman's legacy is monumental. He's inspired countless other characters and remains a staple in pop culture. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. If these two faced off, who would come out on top? Strengths and weaknesses. Moon Knight's unpredictable nature and enhanced abilities under the full moon give him a wildcard advantage. His willingness to go to extremes could catch opponents off guard. However, his fractured psyche could be a vulnerability. Batman, with his unmatched intellect and preparation, often turns weaknesses into strengths. His vast resources and strategic mind are his greatest assets. Battle scenarios. Picture this. A full moon night in Gotham or NYC. Moon Knight is at peak power. Batman, aware of his opponent, has prepped accordingly. The fight would likely involve a mix of hand-to-hand combat, gadgetry, and psychological tactics. Moon Knight might try to overwhelm Batman with sheer force and unpredictability. Batman, conversely, would aim to exploit Mark's mental instability, using it to outmaneuver him. Possible outcomes. In one scenario, they might fight to a standstill, recognizing that they're both seeking justice, just through different methods. Alternatively, Batman's strategic planning could give him the upper hand, allowing him to incapacitate Moon Knight without lethal force. But let's be honest. Throw in a plot twist or unforeseen variable, and the scales could tip either way. Time to see what the fandom has to say. Debates and discussions. This matchup has sparked debates across forums, Reddit threads, and comic conventions. Some fans argue that Batman's intellect and resources would secure his victory. Others believe Moon Knight's powers and disregard for limits give him the edge. Impact of personal biases. Loyalty to Marvel or DC often colors these opinions. It's like choosing between chocolate and vanilla. Sometimes it's just personal preference. Moreover, Fans might relate more to one character's story or values, influencing their stance on who would win. We've delved into their origins, abilities, psychological makeup, methods, and even how they impact their cities. The essence of night vigilantism. Moon Knight and Batman are two sides of the same coin. One embraces the chaos of the night, while the other seeks order within it. Both are shaped by their past and driven by a desire to make their worlds better. At the end of the day, maybe it's not about who owns the night but how they use it to fight the darkness within and without. Perhaps the night is big enough for both these icons to shine in their own right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This was a blast to explore, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Engage with the audience. Now, I want to hear from you. Who do you think truly owns the night, Moon Knight or Batman? Drop your thoughts, theories, and epic battle scenarios in the comments below. Let's get this discussion going. Speaking head fire, if you had a good time hanging out here, don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. There's plenty more where this came from. Your support means the world and helps keep this channel going. Stay tuned for next week's video where we'll dive into another epic face-off. Wonder Woman vs. Thor. Trust me, you won't want to miss this clash of the titans. Crossed swords, high voltage.